It is a wonderful thing to behold an original woman and the original man, both in their full glory. And what I mean by that is with knowledge of self, knowledge of God, and when they both have accepted their own and are being themselves. This is a rare sight today, but it does exist. And for those who don't know what I mean when I say original, and I am referring to the black men and black women of the earth, the makers, the owners. What I mean is, these are the people, we are the people who created civilization and civilized much of the world and the earth. What do I mean when I say a woman in her glory? I'm talking about her magnificence or beauty, her preeminence nature that was given to her by the Supreme Being, that opulence that bestows the second nature of God Himself. I don't just mean physical beauty. Even though we are the most beautiful women on the planet, I will tell you, because from all of us came all the other people on the planet. Black women are our baby's first teachers, and women in general. We are the family's doctors, consolers, cooks, psychologists, ministers. We have a plethora of roles and titles. But a black woman who has knowledge of self is worth more than gold, because when she's in her glory, she produces a wise, healthy, and strong nation of people from her womb. So it's good to know your self-worth. That way you can carry yourself as such. You understand your duty as a woman in caring for your children, husband, yourself, educating yourself and your family, being the best that you can be, whatever the case. It helps us to prepare our seeds for the future when we know ourselves and are confident in what we know and can pass that on to the next generation through guidance and spirituality for many people. When she accepts her own and people who look like her, she sees the beauty in producing and reproducing children that look like her and think like her and look and think like the black man that she has taken as her partner. Naturally, a woman requires that some particular accommodations they're necessary for her to be secure in her glory. One of the things is she has to feel comfortable by her man. She has to have physical ease and mentally be relaxed, knowing that she is loved, appreciated, and valued, so that her femininity is exuded and not looked upon as a weakness or taken advantage of. And second, women need protection. We need protection by our man. And not just our man, we need protection within our community or our village. From fathers, husbands, brothers, cousins, nephews, whatever. We need men to be males and masculine, to keep us safe from harm, to shield and defend us from any threat. And this helps preserve our natural state and our instinct. And we need to be provided for. And this is especially true of your mate. And when I say provided for, it means to give what is needed or wanted for herself, her children, and her family. She needs to be able to know that she can assist in this endeavor if she wants to, or if she chooses not to, she needs to know that her man will provide. These three things are without a doubt necessary for any woman, but particularly I am speaking to the black woman. These things that I just spoke about were taken away from us during slavery. And it was not by accident that this happened. It was done purposely to separate us from our true and natural nature. And this is how they were able to make us slaves. You know, black women, and not that black men didn't, what I'm about to say, but we had no protection from that savagery of the slave master. Our comfort was taken away, and we weren't allowed to be feminine. Our men were not allowed to protect us. It would have meant his death to even try. And we knew this. And we were raped, murdered, beaten, our children sold and taken away. And we have endured all manner of torture. And there is no other word for it but strong. Now, this is also true of our men. They had to be strong to endure this. But you have to ask yourself, what does that do to a human being psychologically? We had no choice in the matter. We had to build up a way to endure this pain and torture. Our men could not help us. They weren't able to even help themselves, let alone us. So we had to be strong. We had to be very strong. That was the only way we could endure it. Now, there are some sick-minded people that have a problem with the word strong when referring to the black woman. I want to tell you, just deal with it. It's a fact. The myth is that it emasculates our men to hear this. You are going to have to get over that because it's the truth. This doesn't make her less feminine or mean that she doesn't need protection from men today. It was needed for survival. So you all can miss me with that talking point. As a result of the torture and abuse, it has caused us to be other than ourselves. This went on for centuries. And if you can just imagine how the first original woman or man who set foot on this land that is called America, if you can imagine enduring this for centuries. Now, we have no memory of our original culture because we've been made into what you see today. But it is still in our DNA. There are remnants of our culture. Minuscule, of course. And maybe you can't see it with a microscope. But it's there. And when the right person comes along and cultivates and nurtures us, you can feel it developing within you. And it feels good. However, it is a constant fight. It's a constant struggle between our nature and the years of assimilation into our oppressors' mindset. It has been allowed to promulgate inside of us for centuries, and it decimates our true nature. So it's a constant battle for some. A constant battle is what I'm saying. And some people just have fully accepted the mind and the nature. And many of our offspring don't recall And some don't even care to hear about the struggles that got us to the point that where we are now. They don't understand that self-hate was instilled in us, and that it was taught to us how to hate our black skin and that kingly hair. We have been made into haters of ourselves. And this was purposely done, like I said, by the slave master. And we are now reflections of our terrorists. And I've said all this to speak to some of these loathsome, detestable, and despicable black men that I hear on social media and other platforms running off at the mouth, speaking recklessly and being disrespectful in regards to a black woman. And quite frankly, I don't care any black woman. I don't care her condition or circumstances. It is detestable, cowardly, and represents the highest in self-hate. You, black man, I'm talking to you, should never show impertinence towards your women. No nation can rise any higher than its woman. All of the bad names and horrible qualities you accuse her of having, it is only a reflection of you, brother. When you call her a loud mouth, single mother, a bitch, a whore, and all these disparaging words, take a look in the mirror, because you are also referring to yourself. Her mouth is loud because you have not raised your voice enough on her behalf. She is a single mother because you made her a mother. When you planted your seed and were not accountable to her or your offspring, so you felt your own need was greater than the family structure. And many of you move on to the next female and continue the process. And I know, I am very well aware that this behavior was taught to us. This is not our true nature. This was taught to us by our former slave master. He needed you to breed, but never allowed you to be in the role of the leader or head of household. I know this was purposely done, but her attempt to fulfill her duty as a mother and many times your duty as a father, and we know only you can do that, but it leaves her wanting. She's angry because she knows she is no longer responsible for just herself. She have a seed or seeds, and this causes her to sometimes take on that masculine role that you should have been there to perform. So it's hard to be feminine with a lot of frustration and baggage. This causes anger, and it also can instill a lack of trust for men, black men in particular. She is still a woman, but she has mental and physical and spiritual needs. And some of you manipulate and take advantage of this. And then you refer to her as a whore, or whorish, or a bitch. And this is only a reflection of you. It reflects badly on you as well as her. And it illustrates the highest in self-hate. This destroys the black family just a little bit more each day. So when you heedless, synthetic black males spew disrespect or condemn your women, you must know you are in fact condemning yourself. Now this doesn't absolve you from your lack of responsibility or leadership, or the contribution that you, because you have contributed to some of the black females' tribulations. I'm just being honest. You haven't, and you don't always live up to your own obligations to the black female or your little black children. You are the protector, provider, and you should be the security blanket. I don't care if you choose to leave the relationship. These are still your children. and you are still responsible for her. I don't just mean her, but the children. But sometimes people like to separate the woman from the children, and sometimes it's necessary to do that. But if she is taken care of, she will take care of her children. Any man that is foolish enough to think a woman was made to serve you and you alone, you are completely delusional. Women were not sent here to be enslaved by no man. We are the second self and the second nature of God. And we don't serve you. We choose, when we love you, to make you happy. Because when you're happy, we are happy. We are here to assist you in your obligations. And I don't mean any disrespect to you black men. And that I know there are a lot of black men out here who are protectors and providers, and I commend you. I commend you, my beloved brothers. I know this because I am married to a wonderful example of black manhood. No questions about it. And I am not referring to you, brothers. I thank you for your enduring in spite of the challenges that you face every day in this society. And this society was built on your back, but it was designed to keep you indentured to your oppressor. So I salute you. Now, having said all of that, I want to get back to this black women hating group. There seems to be a club of black men now. That's what they do. And it's just detestable to see and hear this behavior. The disrespect, the name calling, the disloyalty, and most of all, the lack of protection today is uncalled for, and it needs to be dealt with. And I do recognize that it's profitable for some of you ignorant, partially insane black men to hate on the black woman. But it is dangerous. And you make yourself unworthy of respect in this society. And it further continues your slave master's agenda to destroy the black family. You are assisting in the destruction of the black family. Now, I often try to imagine how our ancestors must have felt with someone raping you and brutalizing and beating you and enduring all manner of terroristic behavior for years and years and years. No one to defend or protect you. And it can be overwhelming, and we cannot deny that we are still feeling the effects of that. But today, I am concerned with the impact that these black men on social media and other facets of society are having on our young black males. They are looking to you for guidance and to see and hear you berate your own women. It's not beneficial. And those of you that find humor and are exhilarated by seeing others beat and disrespect black women, just know when they disrespect her, they are disrespecting you, because it lets everyone know they recognize you are weak and they look at you as defeated, so they don't fear any repercussions from you. And to hear many black men and some women make justification for those who beat, disrespect, and kill black women and our children, that's another sign of our defeatist spirit. And no, I don't absolve many of our women when they have exemplify atrocious behavior or neglect, and some of us are trifling. And I don't hesitate to call them out or us out when we need to be. But I do believe, and this is something I know, behind every no good woman, there's a no good man that made her that way. And I know no nation can rise higher than its woman. This behavior does not help the black family in any way. You got to stop blaming everything on black single women, especially when she is rearing your child without you being present for whatever reason. I do not care what that reason is. It's weak and it's a wimpy talking point. For men who choose not to take responsibility for what they have assisted in producing, it's weak. Every child born has a mother and a father. That was necessary in their conception. It is not just the female's duty to guide, protect, and provide for these children. You are just as responsible whether you are in the home or not, regardless of whether you choose to stay in the home. If you leave for whatever reason, you are still responsible for that child. Now, in closing, I want to say we got to stop this misconduct and be able to be about the business of guiding, protecting, and preparing our next generation. Our black babies, we need to be preparing them and providing them with what they need to build a family, a strong black family from birth. You got to refrain from assisting others in assault on the black female and the black child. It makes you look weak and afraid. We can't fall into the trap of blaming one another for a job that requires males and females. And we must be in our full glory to complete this. We need to take our proper places. And we need you black men to return to your role as the kings that you are. Stop degrading black women. Surely we can disagree, but your brazen disrespect for the mother of civilization is weakening you as a man. It's disorderly conduct, and it's causing irreversible harm to our youth. You are tainting the future, and you are contributing to the destruction of our black family. There is no such thing as a single mother in a village. If we are a village, everybody has her back. So that's not a single mother. It's a family. It's a community. Wherever she fails, there's somebody to strengthen her and hold her and support her. And it's never my intent to offend any of the members of the original family. I serve only to be a voice in this wilderness of confusion. And with that said, I want to know what you think. Subscribe and leave me a comment. Friend or follow me on Facebook at Discussions with Dina and tweet with me at Dina Discussions. Thank you for listening, and I will see you next time on Discussions with Dina.